So I have this project that requires the application of the T50 staple, a lot of them. And so I found it's actually a little tricky to find a decent stapler that will shoot these T50 staplers that's not manual. I didn't want an electric one. I've heard some odd things about them, that they jam frequently and they don't have the oomph really required. So I started off with this Harbor Freight stapler. It's a advertised as a 20 gauge wide crown stapler. It doesn't actually say what kind of staples. Well, I guess it does right here, but that's not accurate because it actually shoots the T50, which is a 3/8 inch staple. And I've gone through an entire box of 5,000 staples through this, and it's starting to act up on me. First time I had to probably halfway through the box, the piece of metal that actually shoots the staple in here, the ram, it started to bind, and the cylinder wouldn't pick back up, so it would get stuck and it wouldn't pick up a new staple to shoot it. So I had to disassemble all of this and shave some metal off and then lubricate it. And I've been diligent about lubricating it as I go, both down here and through the air inlet. And and then the other problem I was having with it is that when you pull the trigger, the recoil makes this bounce and actually will open the slide where you load staples. And so when that happens up here, the gap widens and it starts to shoot 2 or 3 staples at a time. And then when it does that, it jams. And so it's getting pretty frustrating. So I went and found this stapler on eBay. This is a Porter Cable TS056. It looks different. It doesn't use the standard cylinder. It actually has a big spring in here, and it pulls that spring up, and that spring is what drives the staple. This is a nice stapler. It doesn't hold near as many staples. It only holds one clip, which is kind of annoying. But it doesn't go past the outside of this, so it won't indent your project, whatever you're working on. I was having some issues with this one, where the mechanism that pushes the staples up to be fed next, it was catching. So I actually took it all apart and I spread these 2 pieces of metal out, and it seems to be working a lot better now. But in the meantime, while I was having trouble with this one, I went and bought an arrow from Lowe's, and because they're arrow staples and arrow stapler, I thought, hey, maybe this is the real deal. Well, it turns out this is the exact same thing as the Harbor Freight Central Pneumatic Stapler. It's the exact same thing. They've painted it red, and it does have a safety on it, the bump chute. Otherwise, it is the exact same thing. And this was $32 and this was $19. So you could buy a couple of these for the price of these. This has a 1-year warranty on it, but you still have to mail the stapler in for the warranty. And by the time you do that, how much money are you going to start accumulating into your tool? It was hard to find an actual nice stapler. Synco makes some, but they're labeled as upholstery staplers, and it's a little bit nicer than what I need for my project. So this is my experience with them. This seemed to work pretty well, but it is a disposable tool apparently. I could probably make some modifications to it. So I would imagine this one's going to be very similar to it, where it's just going to wear out. I'm hoping this will go for the long run. Porter Cable and Bosch, Bostitch, there's another one that looks just like this that Bostitch makes, which actually has a 7-year warranty on it. This is a 3-year warranty on it. The casing looks a little different, but I'm willing to bet it's the exact same device. So I'll give this one a try, keep going with it. I accidentally removed the safety, which seems to work. Just don't shoot yourself. But I'll see how this works. Give it a try. I'll probably end up taking this one back and maybe getting another boss stitch if this thing doesn't keep up. But I think they're both fine staplers, depending on how many you need to have a staple. But again, this one uses air power to shoot the staple, and this one uses spring power to shoot the staple. All right, hope that helps. Thanks.